unusual. The director isn't here.
Hello. Hey Milan, are you here?
He isn't here.
Mm.
Very unusual. We're waiting him.
Okay.
While we're waiting, hello to Mr. Young.
Hi.
This is Jonathan Buss. We know each other from way back.
Yeah, we're waiting.
Yeah, and also I'd like to say hello to Michael Chen, who I don't think
Hello,
we've ever
hello.
met, but
Yes.
you're supposed to be reviewing my game with Enzo, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. We are both waiting for Milan to break us into. For me, I'm supposed to go to the breakout room one. I think it's the first one. So.
The breakout room, you could just join it.
First
But you need to
days.
get the game. You may need him to get the game.
I have the game. I have the
You
game.
have the game. So we can all join breakout room one if you want to do that.
Yes, let's go to breakout room one. I will figure out how to do it. Someone just told me.
At the bottom, you might see a little set of squares that says
Yeah.
breakout rooms.
Uh-huh. Yes. Let's go to room one. Okay. Great. 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 Hello, guys. Hey, Enzo. Are you with me?
Yeah, he's here, but muted. There he is.
Great. I have the games. Don't worry. Looks good. By the way, great, great, great tournament, great setup. So, Struggle Bus Go, are you here? Uh, Review night. This should be very fun. Jonathan Bus. Struggle Bus Go. Yes. Yes. I have my 3 games here. Struggle Bus Go is likely John playing white here, so um, let's get started. If the other 4 players want to join, I'm sure Milan would send them here. Let's just before we dive right in, let's just make sure that we are in the right place. Michael Chen will be reviewing this games in okay, here I'm gonna start sharing my screen. You guys should see the email right now. Please confirm if you guys this is the email. We will review the following games in room 1. I'm assuming that is breakout room 1, which is where we are, which is good. All right, so let's begin. Let's begin. Oh, this is 1 second. 1 second. Let me tweak something real fast. Okay. All right. All right, this would be good. I'm just gonna lock our. Never mind. All right, let's go. So here's the game link, and I have it. And let's go. All right. Oh, this is a 9Q playing against a 1 Dan. Uh-oh, that's
Not 9Q.
doesn't seem fair, but he's not 9Q, which makes perfect sense now. So assuming that we're both OGS 1 Dan. Hello? Someone's here?
One dad.
Ah, you're both 1 Dan? Great.
Yeah, but I don't play on OGS a lot, so.
Understand. Don't worry. So Enzo, you're playing black, right?
Yes.
And the bus plays white. Good. So a very good opening. Very normal. Okay, this is good. This is all very normal. Okay. Here. Okay, we're playing this Joseki. Good. Okay, not that much to say about these Josekis so far, but here there are two choices. One is to capture, one is to Atari. Most of the time, you probably want to Atari, and you're gonna rely on the fact that as black, you can capture either the bottom stone or the right-hand side stone for yourself to make alive. This is just a slightly more efficient way to play. So you're taking the move to counterattack. Okay. All right. Yes, this is absolutely the weakest group on the board, and very often, whenever we don't know what to do, in order to keep our efficiency up, we fix the weakest group out of all of our groups, which black was doing with M3. So very good job there. Okay, this move. Okay, that's an okay move. If I were playing, I would have played a little more defensively with this one, and that's only because there's an extra black strong position here that I'm worried about the push and cut right now. But if you like fighting, that's also okay. I'm a little worried about this push and cut because normally this is an okay position for black, and in this case black has an added strong point on the lower left, which should help a little. This is just trying to use all of our stones to the maximum advantage, the maximum effect possible. But okay, no big issues there. Okay, so white move plays here, and remember what we just spoke about. To keep your efficiency high, you protect the weakest part of your groups or your stones on the board here. Even though white has a pretty strong shape on the bottom, it doesn't have two eyes, so it makes perfect sense to be extending here. So that makes sense. Another idea you may have along the same lines is we might play this way and sort of connect the bottom group with the right-hand group. This would be very big too because again, the bottom right corner is one of the weaker parts of our position, and as weaker parts, it is very valuable to surround territories there. This is for efficiency. If you guys remember, don't surround territory with your thickness. So find the weakest group on the board that you can find, and find the weakest group on the board, and then find the weakest group and then surround territory with it. It will always, very often, almost always be a good idea. Okay, so this move does that. For black, right now the weakest group on the board is a corner, so this move also makes perfect sense. Okay, this one is okay. Another common move here is to play this one. The next move is to play this attachment underneath. Get familiar with these kinds of attachments. Whenever they can be a very, very helpful tool. And so if black has to play on the inside, you have expanded your own territory, contracted black's territory, and black does not have two eyes. So this is a very good form of attack. This one is also attacking, so that's also good. Right now, when black chose to counterattack here, the idea is to capture this one stone. This is okay, but right now, as for black here, we are a little bit afraid of this counter attack, again, because the corner is not very strong. If we have to spend a move defending, we would have, white would have the first move on the outside to attack. And, if we have a weak group here as black, we have to run. And then as we run, the top side could become, solidified as white territory, and it would be a big territory. So in the game, white did play this counterattack very strongly. Okay, it all makes sense. So white did not play the separating move I was talking about, but still, this is what black was a little bit afraid of. Now the AI wants you to make this push, and hurry and then block. This is how you can capture white. So the AI wants black to push because white cannot block. So black is able to push out. Anyway, okay. In the game, we have a compromise, but it does seem a little bit good for white. Black's corner is about as big as it was before. White's middle is capturing two stones. This block is Sente, and white has the next move. So white should be happy. And right here, if you think about the corner as being alive, basically it's alive. You might think of, the corner is a strong point. Okay, so whenever you have a strong corner, like the top right, like the lower right corner for black, lower left, and the upper left, you want to start thinking of these not as territory points, but rather as strong points, which, if you remember what we just talked about with C7, a strong point exactly is thickness. So these corners are both territory and thickness. And so with thickness, generally you want to play a little bit farther away from them. And then, so in this case, probably white wants to play this jump and give up one stone instead of pulling this out, because remember, you are fighting up against a very strong position for black, which means that it'll be very inefficient to surround territories there, to attack there, to fight there, to do whatever you want to do around thickness, you do it much less efficiently. So, and here you want to definitely make sure you see these solid corners as strong points. So you might wonder, if you look at the AI, you might lose a couple points. Why? This is why Well, this may be why, and generally you can explain something like that through this thickness theory. All right, so same thing here when black. By the way, about the same would happen with this jump. Note your thickness or your opponent's thickness is equivalent. You don't want to play next to your own thickness, and you don't want to play next to your opponent's. So here you might be more inclined to surround territory there. Surround a smaller territory with your relatively weak part, rather than surround the middle, which is very big. But if black is able to invade here and attack white here, this would be very big because white has to respond all the time, even if black is not capturing white's two stones. White has to respond all the time, and all this time black is already taking out white's territory, and also has an attack going. So for the same reason, black, this is a good move generally. For the same reason, for that, we want to treat the white outside right now as a strong point or a stronghold or a thickness, and so for white, in order to respond on the top, you definitely want to respond in the other side where you're surrounding this territory with the triangles, where you're surrounding it with your three stones, not so strong, rather than surround anything in the middle or something, something with that group. So okay, white makes this move and then plays exactly that. Great job, great job, great job. Okay, so now, okay. Here, yes. So white captures this one stone. It's a very attractive thing to do, but again, remember what we talked about just now. The right hand side is surrounding territory with weak stones. That is very, very important, very, very efficient. And the top, you're surrounding or capturing a stone with a strong right hand side wall and a relatively strong. So that's why you'll see the urgent point would be towards the right hand side. And that's because all the moves on the right hand side, black would be attacking white at the same time as taking out the territory or surrounding some for himself. And so for the same reason, black does not want to keep playing on the upper side because for the same thickness reasons. So here, white is able to extend one more move. The life and death situation is still dead, so white is able to extend one more move. So when white plays here, it is crucial for black to play this hane and give up those two stones. For the same thickness discussion we talked about earlier, because this is so strong, the two stones is like an adding a little bit to the adding like a 1 foot wall to a 10-foot wall, which makes the whole wall strong and then stronger, which is not efficient. So for black, it's absolutely critical to try to get white to capture those two stones, or don't save those two stones. And black does a very good job here too of doing that. So the only thing black needs to be careful of here is you actually want to make sure you're saving yourself. I think the push would be a little more likely to be able to save. Generally, you want to play in the fighting as tight as possible, which in this case it would be here. Okay, this way you can get out anyway. So okay, so after this fight, we see that Black's invasion on the top lived, but it will not have succeeded because Black's corner is going to be destroyed, and so White gains the compensation that way. Probably White needs to extend.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So okay, in the game, this is okay. So Black's strongest response is to play here and aim for the next cut like this, forcing White to run out like this. Then Black can capture either the left or the right hand side. So this is Black's most probably the Tetsuji response. So in the game, Black allows White to capture the corner, which is okay. Hey guys, hey Chang. All right, so overall, Black did get the big move on the right hand side, which is very important. So White played here, and now it's important for Black to recognize that this shape favors Black, even though you may have seen that this lives with White, but the being able to cut White allows the bottom to be attacked severely. So here Black harness and then enters this ko, which remember White was relatively thin in this area. With this ko, if White wins, White would be very thick again, which again it's very big to surround territory here. So Black is not advised to do this, and so in the game Black connects, which yeah, it's sort of a little bit too small. Okay. And yes, and because of the corner, Black not being completely alive, Black ends up spending another move connecting the in the second line. On my stream, we call this going back home through the doggy door, and so the doggy door is a little cramped. Okay, so here Black captures the two stones in Sente, but White has solved all the problems that White had, which was this area being very thin. White paid for this with about 10 points of territory, but it was well within the, well efficient or well. White is very happy overall. Okay. Both of you are playing at a very high level, and a lot of these decisions are very sound. So maybe OGS one dan is stronger than AGA one dan. I don't know if you guys are, and certainly much stronger than Fox 2-3 dans. Okay, so here. White here when you are able to surround a mojo one half or the other half, make sure you're picking the half that is again weaker. You may have heard the term don't surround territory with thickness, and today in our review here mostly that's all we talked about. You surround your territory with your weak groups and to stay away from the thickness and all of that. So when you are able to surround a mojo, make sure you're surrounding on the weaker side, relatively weaker side. Okay, so in this game, we ended up surrounding the relatively strong side. So when you do the math, it'll come out to be slightly worse. Okay, this is a weakness for White to defend here. Yeah. Okay, this is going to be a code to. This is going to be a code, and it's a very game-deciding code right here. Here, as Black, you may want to gamble here and then capture this and try to live over here. It's not totally easy, but I do see a cente here, in which case if white does this, um, you can win the game like this, or so now white has to defend, and then you can make a cente I, you can make something there, and then maybe not sure if you can survive here or not, but it's a very hard judgment call here. So we defended, and okay, comes back to the ko, and here white makes a great judgment, gives up the ko, and survives. Very good. Okay, so after this, everywhere is pretty much settled, and the trick to end the game, guys, during end game, you want to play all the cente moves you can, and then play the biggest gotes. So, for example, here for white, if you played for white, you might want to play this one. You might want to play this one. Play all the cente moves: the push, the cut, this cut. You may want to play this cut. Play this one. Play all the centes and then play the biggest gote move, which may well be there. Okay, and so as black, you want to do the same thing. So here, that's a cente, that's a cente, good, good. That was not a cente, so now it's white's turn. Unfortunately, this is a great defense, and now we have lost more territory than we gained, so very bad. And oh my god, it got worse. This was very picturesque, even though black survived. Okay, very good. Yeah, all the territory was gone, like 20 points. And it started because we played a move that was not cente, and then of course we went more wrong. Now, one last part about the life and death over on the lower left-hand side. How did this happen? So white played the Hane. Oh, very tricky, yeah. Push, block, Atari. Oh, wow. Yeah, white did this one in style. Okay, so fall for this trick once. Maybe as black, you will remember this going forward, and it'll be good. By the way, there was a weakness over here with this Atari, but I'm sure during the game you guys may not may not have time to defend that.
The upside was bigger.
Yes. Again, okay. So we got some good. I hope you guys got something good out of this review. Remember,
Thank you very much.
yeah. Remember all the cente moves before the biggest gotes, and remember you want to play away from the thickness, and that part you already have heard from other sources, but yeah, just note that you want to see those corners, those settled corners, as thickness shapes, where you don't want to play a lot there. Okay, we are going to the next. Yeah, thanks guys. We are going to the next game, and the next game is between Zhang Xiaodong and Alex Fan Cui. Okay, Alex is probably this Monster Alex 6. Are you guys here? Who is Chang's iPhone, by the way? Are you Alex or Alan Zhang? Or Alan Zhang would be Xiaodong Zhang. Chang's iPhone, I'm guessing that's Zhang Xiaodong. Alright, this game is between Wandan 4Q. I know Alex is. I saw Alex's name somewhere, so probably like a EGA 4 Dan. Anyways, normal openings. I like these Tanukis very much. Um, all right, all right. Okay, so now the one space extension would be a little, yes, a little bit slow, and it feels a little cramped. So white goes for this, which is a very good counter-attacking move. Um, so normally you guys may have seen this Joseki where black has a very full corner. In this one, black plays this in order to give white to not allow white to have the a connected shape, which makes a lot of sense as well. So as white, you want to if you connect, then black has a less big corner, but black has sente, so you may not want to do that. If you don't want to connect, you can choose to extend here and pretend. Now remember, black's corner, if you see it as very strong thickness, you don't mind losing another stone out of it. In fact, if you can lose more stones, you would be even happier. As white, you're happy here because the corner, even though it's big, it is not efficient. And the most important thing in Go is efficiency, not how big your territory is. Okay, so white extends, black gets the first move. You may want to play this Hane or play this squeeze if you want to play a little more tight or a little more aggressive. But maybe you just want to play on the bottom there. Okay, this is also fine. White extends. White is threatening to push and cut. So okay, black defends. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so black is able to get this double Hane relatively happy position. Okay, let's see the next few moves. Okay, now white has played a very inspired Go. So white has played a lot of tanukis and all of that. So here, very likely, this Atari is a very good time to do it. If black connects, you're gonna have you're gonna have many sentes on the bottom, and this is a local gain for sure. If black plays here, then you have gained some thickness on the outside, and because this is an example of a very flexible and bouncy shape where black's attacks would sort of bounce off. Bouncy shapes it's not thickness because thickness shapes the attacks there also bounce off because you just can't make any headway against it. Bouncy shapes, on the other hand, are shapes where it's not super strong, but it has a lot of integrity to it. You can't do damage to the most critical part. So here black can Atari and capture one stone, but white still has eye space, and white gets a sente. So this white shape is remarkably bouncy. Okay, so even though black gets sente, he's not able to punish. So in the game, white played here. This is gonna run into this Atari and these Ataris. Let's see what black chose. The Hane. Now is another good time to Atari there. Very important. Because if you don't do it, it may be too late. Now black has to connect here basically. Okay, so in the game, white extends. Okay, as black here, you want to Atari and then push because now very clearly you have made that Atari exchange, and now white is losing the fight. Okay. Okay, so black Atari is on this side. This is really going for the jugular here. Expect white to Atari here at some point to save his stones. Okay. Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. White is counter-attacking against this blob. However, black is gonna be able to run out. Oh, and white was not actually able to able to connect the bottom stones back. Although black makes this one tanuki, which really costs him. Um, hard to imagine, but black actually has one less liberty than white here. Hard to imagine, huh? Oh my God! I think white also didn't expect this and uh, played away, and this allowed black to complete the capture against the 3 stones, and of course this means the outside white is dead. So so white went from winning the game to losing the game in one go. Very sad. All right. All right. So after a devastating loss of that one group, white has regrouped and is eagerly playing to come back, and is doing a very good job at it. White has a big moyo on the top, forced black to live within 2 points on the right. And unfortunately, here black finds a very good shape. So this is a common shape. The hane at the head of 2 stones. Nowadays, this is not regarded as something very, very bad, something to avoid. Black hanes, if the double hane comes, black is gonna hane on the bottom, and then the connect would allow this cut to happen. There's a double atari going on, and so white has to defend on the outside, and you can capture there. So black defends well. So white has to connect here. In the game, white tiger mouse there, and black is able to get a relatively full shape. Now, if you guys how to defend your groups well, remember just try to make 10 points. From the previous game review, we knew that you want to surround territory with the weakest group you have. Surround territory, how much do you want to surround? You want to surround up to 10 points. If you're weak, you can't surround anything more than 10, I'm sure. And you don't want to surround like 5 points, because if your opponent counters you, you're going to have to end up trying to make 2 eyes, such as this case here with black's group on the right. This black group on the right has 3 points, and because it's only 3 points and 2 eyes, black ends up in gote at T13 here, making 2 eyes and allowing white to play something big. Okay, so you try to surround 10 points, and because if your opponent tries to take your 10 points away, you can leave yourself with like 7 or 8 points, and you don't have to make 2 eyes with 8 points. Okay, so black does a very good job here of doing exactly that. Okay, and then black invades the Sansan. All right, since white has so many stones around, a small life is likely all that black can get, and he does get it, which is a very good job. Okay. I believe Alex is an AGA 4 or 5 dan, or 3 dan. I have seen his name on the players list somewhere. So for Zhang, what's Zhang's name? Zhang Xiaodong or Alan, for Alan, it's important when you're behind, or if you feel behind in the game, to not go for the entire deficit in one fight. Because if you do, And so far, you have been doing a tremendously good job of coming back. You know, you're making big moyos, you're keeping black within 2 eyes. You have been doing a very good job, but if you try to make the entire leap in one fight, you're gonna end up playing moves like the next one, this one, where you're just really taking a very, very bad fight and you're giving your opponent the chance to easily, to relatively easily find ways to counter you, where not only do you not make up for any of your deficits get even bigger. So, of course, surround your territory and don't go for this kind of desperate fight. This one as well. So in the game you got the exchange, but if black surrounds you on the outside, you're not gonna be able to live. Okay, so it's important to not go for the entire deficit in one fight. You have to go one step at a time. Okay. Okay, in the game, black was able to destroy a lot of white's territory. Although the last two moves, this seems like in a small, like a small location. And if black were to play, I would rather see this first, and then this way we have senteis here if we want. So for white. White played here. Okay. However, this this is a sentei that this move is sentei, and we do have to respond. Respond here, of course. We did not, and black was able to capture this in ko. Okay. Okay. We made a misclick. Okay. All right, so the game will end there. So good job. So beginning fight. Of course, no one fights perfectly. No one fights perfectly. Here, because white had to connect in order to capture black, but we didn't. And however, we did a good job of recovering from this situation. And here we did force black into a small life. And remember, it's important to not go for the entire deficit in one fight. It makes you play desperate moves, which are very often bad moves, which not only is it easy for your opponent to deal with them, not only is your opponent can easily deal with them, but also you may just actually get there's many different ways that your opponent can deal with that. All right, so all right, fairly well played. Good GGs, and we're going on to the last game. This is Xu Chang versus Chen Jia. All right. Xu Chang Chen Jia, 1Q, 2Q, half is less than 1. Good name. I wonder who that is. By the way, I saw Xu Chang in here before. I wonder where he is now, but that's okay. We're gonna get started on this game. Oh, maybe Chang's iPhone is Xu Chang's iPhone. Or Chang Xu's iPhone. Alright, Xu Chang, just you and me. Let's go. So white ended up winning this game. Okay. Okay, fairly normal. Fairly good. Now, this is only possible when the ladder is good for black. I'm sure you know what ladder I'm talking about, this one. Okay. This one, I'd like to see this if possible, although I am not sure if that is much better than our actual game. Another thing is here, but again, I'm not sure which one is better. Okay, so in the game, white has a relatively full corner. Okay, black plays here. Very good, defends the weakest part, the weakest group. Here, though, when the ladder works for white, for this stone, it's often you probably don't want to let this happen, so white is going to get ahead here. Okay, the other Josekis are this one. This one stone we don't mind so much. So when white really wants to, he has to Atari and then capture. This is to make this Atari not Atari. So white is going to Atari, and this code would often result. Okay. Okay. So this ladder breaker is going to sort of run right into white's hands here. A ladder breaker, you want it to be as centered as possible, which means you want to follow up to be as severe as possible, where you're preferably capturing something. But in this case, you are not going to be able to capture anything here, so white would happily capture this. Okay. All right, black lives in place. I would like to see white attack by playing here. Here you're stopping the connect from happening, and this makes the 3 stones much weaker, which makes your invasion much more severe coming up. Okay, this connect happened, and this is going to be another ko. It's never a bad idea to take the ko when it appears. For sure, black should be taking the ko. When black plays here, it gives white an opportunity to finish the ko, again without much losses. Okay, all right. So this game is very good for white now. Oh no, we have found ourselves a cut. Yeah, this is a problem when your opponent is super strong. This kinds of cuts, when your opponents have a very strong position, this kind of cuts is very severe. Okay, but there is at least our troubles are behind us now as black. We have lost huge, but we can continue the game and going on to the next part. Okay. All right. So the game goes on with white in the lead. Okay. Good. Here I would recommend for white because we have captured the 8 black stones over here. White's position here is absolutely solid, very strong. And so for white, we would rather not play moves around our strengths. So here, this extent, I'd like to see us play on the other side, like here. Maybe you make an Atari first. Play on the other side. Because your position is so strong, you don't mind black playing around there. Okay, so in the game, black was able to get white to play where white was strong, and now black looks to pick a fight where white is relatively weak. And so black is doing a good job. However, white does not take the bait. So very good job by white. Just playing somewhere big and letting the lead sort of take care of the game. Okay. Okay. All good. All good. Now here, I'm sure white should be making the Atari underneath. Here, just play this one, and then we can net the outside. We can net the outside, of course. Just a few more moves to show. We can net the outside. So which means that we can still capture that one stone at the end. So when white Atari is on the outside here, at least black has a very solid corner now to be in the fight. And then black can look to save these stones, which he does. Very good. Okay. Okay, very good. And now the game is getting kind of complicated, right? And white is cut off from the outside. If all this dies on the inside, that would be horrible. White is not sensing the danger. Okay. Now white senses the danger. But the cut is Sente. White has to connect, and black would Atari. Okay, very high level. This game is also played at a very high level. Very good job, guys. No mistakes in this part. Great. White Ataris. Okay, so white is giving up the upper side. All right. So wow. So here, black, after tremendous fighting, is able to make a comeback, coming all the way from 20 points behind to slightly ahead. So very good, well done by black. And on the other hand, for white, maybe white pushes here first in order to make, because you can Atari here and that's no problem. So in order to make black, play, we could have saved the move and then made these Ataris. Black's capture would be much smaller. So what white ended up doing was we captured 2 stones in the middle, 2 more stones here, which were adding on to our thickness position or our strong point, which, as we know, is not very valuable. But what black has captured is not only much bigger, it's also near the top, where there's a lot of potential territory there. Okay. All right. So black did a very good job of coming back. However, I'm sure black is still in catch-up mode. And remember, if you are in catch-up mode, try to not go for the entire deficit at once. It'll lead you to, if you do, it'll lead you to play desperate moves which are easy to deal with and losing in terms of expected value. Go for this Sente, go for this connect, go for some territory on the right. And if white plays one stumbling move or one safety move, you play one more, and I'm sure you have completed the total comeback as black. Oh, still very close. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, close is completing the comeback. So as a result, black did cut off this outside white stone, but white lived. And an alive group is a worry-free group, and white is able to encroach on black's bottom territory, which is the big territory. Here, white could have saved this move and played this on the right side, and then black's territory in this sector of the board would be destroyed. So white played here, black played here. Tanuki, don't. Okay, I thought white played here, but good job white, and bad job black. For sure, you want to block now, attack these stones, and attack these stones and surround your points in the middle. Okay. However, okay, and so white played here, which is very, very vicious, taking out the what is supposed to be a lost stone. Now, if white moves out here, it's very, very severe because the corner could die, these 3 stones could die, the left-hand side could die. There's many, many places to counterattack for white. So black really needs to capture these and capture them right off. However, black does succeed in capturing, which means again white moves here were lost out somewhat. Okay. All right, black blocks. Okay. Okay, white lives with this group. Here's a key point in the game. So white should be playing here, and then this way white is alive in Sente. Hane play here, taking out the eyes. We play here. Black cannot connect. White is alive, and otherwise, if black plays here, white plays here, still alive. So white could have lived in Sente and played on top first, but white played the Gote move, so this gives black the opportunity to play on the top, which would likely swing the game. Okay, if black played here, black would be ahead again. So after all this work, okay, black connected. Okay, so black did not realize how big the top would be, especially since this move could be considered a Sente move for white because of this Atari and then this issue. If you cut, he just captures because the big black group is dead. White doesn't need to worry about the corner 4 stones. Okay, so in the game this did indeed happen exactly as foreseen, and black ended up perishing. Oh, black ended up alive here, but is there any buts? But white is able to capture some stones on the outside. Okay. So this one was, I think, because black did not realize that this push was Sente, black ended up not thinking that the top is very big at all, and ended up playing a relatively small endgame move, and that cost us the game. All right, guys, something to remember from this game: you can absolutely make decisive, big comebacks if you just keep playing well, and no lead is really all that safe as long as the game is going on. And just a couple of slow moves, and the comeback could be at hand. And it's important to remember when you are trying to make these comebacks, you gotta go one step at a time. You generally cannot. You generally should not be trying to get back all the deficit in just one fight. Make sure that you fight multiple fights, and the comeback would be yours. Okay, that completes our 3 games of review. We kept it completely at 1 hour. Exactly 1 hour as predicted, as was the requirements, and so very good. With this, we are good. Let's just check out what's going on next. We are now at 9:30. Oh, by the way, the last game was not Xu Chang and Jia Chen. We read it wrong. It was Daniel Luo versus Thomas Gert. Geert. My fault, guys. My fault. All right. So now there is. Let's go back to the main. Okay, we're gonna stop sharing our screen, and we're gonna go back to the main lobby of Twitch. Let's go. Let's go to the main room. Leave room. Leave breakout room. Returning to main session. Great. Great.
Recording in progress.
However, if white try to attack this group, this is a bigger puzzle.
Let's watch.
Possible to swallow.
Let's
okay.
watch this one.
So I think white has no choice. But however, white has to help the center group. White play here, black answers. Black can catch it right away, right? Just Atari. This seems like a bigger. If white here. Oh, sorry. Black here first, white here. Still livable. If white here, then black sacrifice. So this is good for black. Black is winning. Okay, black answers. What is this? Really try to kill black, huh? White must save the center group. Okay. Wow. Don't know what they're doing. Black be greedy. Try to be. Okay, finally going to capture them. Wow, where to go? Net, yes. What's going on?
All right, guys. That was Yilun Yang doing his reviews, and we have done our reviews, and should be good. Everything should be good. This is our fox. I think we're gonna be good for today. Whose game is being reviewed? Good morning. Oh, thanks for the sub, delicious dumpling. We might stream again tomorrow morning. And all right, thank you guys for tuning in. I kind of knew that review sessions are not gonna garner all that many viewers, which is okay. All right. See you guys.
Whatever. I just pull back.
Not a big deal.
Take care, guys.
Oh man, look how much I lost in this trade. Like just a great amount of influence. And,
Yahar! It's a raid.
oh my God, it's Mike. It's Z Chen. It's the Z Chen. Oh shit. Oh my God. Ah. Anyway, how are you? It, right. I forgot to shout a struggle bus before, but yeah. For those of you who have been living under a rock, Z Chen or Mike is pro is like the newest American pro or something. Yeah. Unless